Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And it's become quite evident that running backs aren't being shown a lot of love when it comes to their contracts. We saw three running backs get the franchise tag, and none of them were able to come to an extension agreement as of the July 17th deadline. So they will all be playing on the franchise tag. Tony Pollard of the Cowboys, Josh Jacobs of the Raiders, and Saquon Barkley of the Giants. But Tony Pollard is the only one of the three that have signed that franchise tag. So we'll see what happens with Jacobs and Barkley. But Barkley went on the Money Matters podcast on YouTube and had some things to say. So let's get into that. So this article is via CBS Sports by Garrett Podell. Saquon Barkley considering sitting out 2023 season in FU to Giants after failed contract negotiations. So we'll get into more about, why it says that in the title. So as it mentions what he said in the podcast, my leverage is I could say F you to the Giants. I could say F you to my teammates. Barkley said Monday after the deadline to sign a new contract on an episode of the Money Matters podcast on YouTube and be like, you want me to show you my worth? You want me to show you how valuable I am to the team? I won't show up. I won't play a down. And that's a play I could use. Goes on to mention how Le'Veon Bell did that, set out this season, and actually, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, he came out and actually apologized to the Steelers and their fans, saying he kind of made the wrong decision. We know his career really wasn't the same after that. So Barkley also mentioned, anybody who knows me knows that's not something I want to do. Is it something that's crossed my mind? I never thought I would ever do that, but now I'm at a point where I'm like, Jesus, I might have to take it to this level. Am I prepared to take it to this level? I don't know. That's something I have to sit down and talk to my family, talk to my team of advisors, and strategize about this. Can't just go off of emotions. I definitely understand that emotions are involved in a situation like this. I could try to get as much money as I can, but really, what really matters is winning. I know if I'm able to help bring a championship to New York, that's going to go miles more ahead than this contract. Last thing he mentioned, at least according to the article, I believe I'm the best running back in the NFL. I'm not even asking for what I'm worth. I wouldn't say I'm not happy where I'm thrown off or it doesn't sit right with me is I came out publicly and said that I want to be a Giant for life. I didn't want to hit the free agency market. I feel like we could have got the job done. It mentioned how he also said he didn't want to reset the running back market. Currently topped by Christian McCaffrey's 4-year, $64 million deal. It was reported that he turned down a $13 million a year contract with a guaranteed payment figure of around $19.5 million, which is less than what he would get on consecutive franchise tags. If he's he's been franchise tagged this year, but if he's also franchise tagged next year, that would be $22.5 million. So I could fully understand why he wouldn't accept that $19.5 million guaranteed. The number they offered, they thought I might jump at because of my injury history. I was like, I'd rather bet on myself. My comp was two running backs who really aren't used in the pass-catching game. More downhill runners, great running backs. They already showed me their hand. They told me my comp and I know their pay. If that's what you're telling me and I know what they signed for, what are we really talking about? After hearing that, they tell you, this is the type of player you are. I'm like, no, I could catch the ball. I had 91 catches, the rookie record for a running back. I am a Giants fan. Let me make that clear. So it was definitely disappointing that the Giants were unable to come up to a long-term extension with Barkley, who is 26. Yes, he has had an injury history in the past, but he definitely is one of the most dynamic running backs in the league. I have no problem with him thinking he's the best running back in the NFL. I'm not sure I would go that far, but I definitely do believe he is top 5. We know he wasn't really happy about the reports that were coming out that were kind of making him seem greedy. They weren't mentioning the guaranteed money, just the 13 13.5 million per season. That did not mention the guaranteed money. Again, I definitely think he has a right to want at least what he would be franchise tagged over the next 2 seasons, that in guaranteed money. Um, we'll see if he plays week 1. I highly doubt he's going to sit out this season. Again, we saw what that did for Le'Veon Bell. Nothing good could really come out missing an entire season, leaving a little over 10 million on the table by doing so. But I mean, I guess sitting out week 1 could be in the cards, and of course I hope not. They are playing the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, the team's maybe biggest rival, NFC East rival, and I definitely want Barkley there. Daniel Jones had a career season last year, but a lot came via the running game. Him and Barkley, he did only throw for 15 touchdown passes, and the Giants don't have much in the running back room behind Saquon Barkley. They have Matt Breida, and they have Eric Gray, who was selected in the 5th round out of Oklahoma. Those would probably be the top 2 backs if Barkley were to sit out anytime. So what are your thoughts about the whole running back market in general? Josh Jacobs led the NFL in rushing last season and was unable to come out with a long-term contract extension as well. Definitely tough as a Giants fan because I want to see Barkley be a Giant for life. And I know that a lot of Daniel Jones' success is going to come with the running game also being effective. And of course, it's a lot more effective if Saquon Barkley is in the lineup. But those were just some of his thoughts via the Money Maker podcast on YouTube. You could definitely check out the full interview if you'd like. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.